And we've got one great show ahead of you.
I love it when I can stump the chooch.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one, Frank.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Great Lakes Smoke Show. Take it away, Ron.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, go.
Good evening.
Of course, it wasn't my mistake tonight. Listen, I am backing out. Hey, Bruce, I know you're listening. Put a check in Kyle's technical difficulties. He was sleeping on the job. Okay, I did mine.
Before we went live, Ron is over here. Bob's over here. It's like, I can't hear myself. So I'm dealing with the board over here, not paying attention to what these jackos are doing.
Listen, those guys can't hear because, first of all, they need hearing aids. It's called old age.
Wow.
Okay?
Listen to him.
Wow.
Listen to him. You know, you guys.
Can you hear yourself yet?
I can
I
hear
can hear
him.
myself like I was at the Fillmore. That's how clear.
Welcome, everybody, to another Great Lakes Podcast Smoke Show. And we got a hot one for you tonight, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do hope you all enjoyed our special event last Saturday at Kenny the King, Lakemore, Illinois.
Yeah.
We had a great time. We did about a 2-hour show for you.
Yeah,
so
it was a long
we
show.
had a lot of fun, and a lot of our sponsors jumped in there, and we had a great time. And I hope you could catch that on one of our reruns.
Whenever you want.
Definitely 24/7 on YouTube and right here on Facebook on our page. But in the meantime, I want to tell everybody, get yourself a paper and pen. Make sure you write down all the information from our special guest and the dates that we will be giving out to you guys. We have a lot of special dates coming up also.
You do?
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, we got some hot stuff coming. So
All right.
everybody, also for all those who have your Facebook page on, would you put your watch party? Send it all out there. Share with everybody you know right now. Help us build our audience. I mean, that's what it's all about. And shortly, we're going to have Frank putting on some of our sponsors to open up the show. But I'd also like to let you know that if you would like us to promote you, we're always looking for sponsors, folks. So get in touch with us. PM us on our Facebook page or go to Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. It helps us to get to all the events, fly around the country, and again, put on this special show each and every single Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, anything else, guys, quickly?
No, I don't think so, because I want to get to our special guest.
I know.
Yeah, I do.
So Frank,
roll them.
You want me to roll? Let me roll these darn sponsors, and then we'll get to our special. I drank a little too much before the show. Sorry, guys.
He went into
On a small farm nestled along a river in southern Honduras grows an estate-grown tobacco so exceptional. Stop, please. No moss. This is Dan Blunt for Alec Bradley Cigars. Some copywriter handed this to me, expecting me to read it. Good Lord. Do me a favor. Pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Light it up. Spend an hour with it. You'll be glad you did. We'll talk again real soon.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
And we are back.
We're back. Welcome, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. We're pretty excited about our next special guest. To us, a military hero, and that's where we're going to start with. One of the up-and-coming big names in the industry. As our good friend Gabby Kafie said, he is the new next king to be. A wonderful guy, the one, the only, David Blanco. Hello, David.
I'm not sure if I should bow.
Who came up with that introduction? It wasn't me. Oh my God, I got to live up to that now? Whoa.
That is a legitimate kudo right from Dr. Gabby.
Right.
We just read it.
I'm going to send a check.
You
Send us the check.
You should put on your cape and your hat.
Apparently.
That's big kudos, man.
Yep.
When you get it from him, boy, oh boy.
There it is. Read it right there.
There it is.
Wow. What? Was that at a private message, or was that for the public to read?
That's for the public to consume.
It was private. It was putting it public.
Yeah.
Am I turning red here? What?
Wow.
You're a tomato.
Yeah.
If you want to be excused to go to the bathroom, it's okay.
First of all, let me likewise say that Gabby, other than being a mensch, for those of you that understand that phraseology, is in his own right, an up-and-coming cigar manufacturer and brand owner himself.
Absolutely.
He has worked tirelessly, very hard at diversifying his portfolio and what he does, as well as what you guys are all aware of with the Boutique Cigar Festival and Association that he basically one-armed himself into being. So my hat's off to him as well. Boy, those are some very kind words, and I try to remain a humble man, and to hear things like that, I guess I don't take compliments well because it's a little embarrassing, but I never, first of all,
I don't even know how you could sit there and just be still. I'd be running around the room. I mean,
you guys are about to smoke a cigar. We're about to smoke a cigar tonight that
Yes.
I named Above and Beyond, but this line is called Heroes.
Yes.
So when somebody calls me a hero or something of that nature, to me, I'm not a hero.
Well, in your eyes, you're not.
Well,
But to us, you served and you took care of the red, white, and blue. You wore that uniform, so you are a hero.
absolutely, man.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll get into the definition of hero in a moment because we're going to discuss the cigar. But thank you very much. It was an honor and a privilege to serve my country over 30 years, as well as done some other service wearing different uniforms. Deputy Sheriff, Cook County in Chicago.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I was also a Chicago firefighter paramedic for 7 years.
Wow.
Where? Out of what station?
How come we really don't know you on a personal level?
We are.
Know each other now. That's the whole purpose of this.
Probably because you never got arrested.
We never got around to that. That's the one thing I've got.
And they didn't burn down any buildings.
Yeah.
No.
And in all his years
We
of serving in
work
the
under the
military,
radar.
Chicago was the most combat you've ever seen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Every morning it's about that.
Absolutely. I worked the west side of the city of Chicago for 7 years. And all the way from anywhere from the United Center, which basically everybody knows that's Cook County Hospital, which is like Leavitt and Madison, all the way west to Oak Park. So
Wow.
you guys, what you see on the news all the time, for those of you out there, are, the shootings and the horrific this and the horrific that going on over there with the crime and the violence. That was my backyard for work.
God bless you.
For 7 years. And as a deputy sheriff as well.
You are a hero, man.
There you go. You are a hero again in Chicago.
Wow, 2 times.
Because
Right.
I'm telling you, you boys in blue, you guys in blue are taking a beating here. And I'll
absolutely. I could never be the police today. I could never be the police today. Thank God I left that career field a long time ago, because if I had stayed, I'd probably have almost 25 years on the job by now, and I would be on the way out saying I'm done, because my hat's off to them.
Yeah.
If I would have went in and I was hired as a New York City police officer, I would have been 37 years now. But probably I probably would have been dead, because I just jump at things. I don't think, if I see it, I'm going right in. And thank God I don't. I guess I look back and say maybe it wasn't the thing for me to do.
It's a very difficult culture today.
It's a very challenging profession.
Anybody can deal with it, right?
And my hat's off to them for putting themselves in the line of fire every day, knowing that they're trying to get home at night to their family and kids. So.
And David, someone else wrote down, you are like a brother to us in a way. You are a Shriner and a Mason.
I am so taken.
Welcome.
Okay.
So
hey guys, we have Tom Petty watching.
Hey,
Tom Petty watching, and he's also
From heaven.
He's coming from heaven.
So, full disclosure here. Tom Petty is my salesman, my new rep that we just brought on for the state of Tennessee.
okay.
Oh, nice.
So, so Tom Petty, all we do is talk back and forth, and we give him one-liners. And, it's all about the song,
all right, break them in slow, real slow.
He talks to me. I go, hey man, don't do me like that.
Oh, okay.
I like that line.
Traveling Wilburys.
Free falling for sure.
That's right. Yeah, we always do the one-liners back and forth. So thanks for coming on there, Mr. Petty. Appreciate it.
We got a lot of our friends too, and we got also our sponsor of who wrote the music on this show tonight, a good friend of Frank's. We got Rob Cannillo on here. We got Sabrina, and one of our special reps in town from Gurkha, Goni Herrera.
Goni.
Hey.
Goni.
Goni. I've known Goni for a long time.
Everybody knows
Goni.
He's like the norm of the cigar business.
Well, let me give you guys an idea, because I was just reminded, because actually Goni was talking to my our new sales director, national sales director, and he reminded my new national sales director, because it had escaped me years ago, that I actually did the first event in Goni's cigar shop back in Chicago, back when he had a cigar shop.
Really?
Okay.
I was the first one to do an event in his shop. So he told my director of sales, and I was like,
wow.
I couldn't remember that I was the first, but absolutely. So I've known Goni, and he was a firefighter back then too.
Really? We didn't know about
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Goni, you tell us
this.
Goni's hiding.
Retired.
Many moons ago, he says. Many moons ago.
Sorry, Goni, if I'm putting you out there. I didn't mean to put your business out there.
Tony, why did it take David Blanco to come out and tell us your personal background? What is that? We've been friends for so long. You've been keeping it a secret.
That's it. He wants to keep some things quiet,
Sorry, Goni. I'm sorry, brother.
It's all. So when did you leave Chicago to go down to sunny Florida? Because that was the best move I think you made.
When, not why. We know why.
So I left when Rahm Emanuel decided to run for mayor.
Oh,
That was good timing.
perfect timing.
Perfect.
That was my cue. Actually, it was myself, my father, my family. Most of us, we still have some family still in Chicago on the northwest side of the city. But the majority of us are now down here in Florida, because it's just, unfortunately, it'll always be home, but I don't have to live there anymore.
No,
Yeah.
That's a good.
that's the way we feel about New York City.
Yeah, what I miss is my friends and the food. That's it. Nothing.
Yes,
The friends
food.
would be cool. The food, unless we're eating down in
And
Tampa.
the culture, the museums, and I'm
Yeah.
a diehard Cubs, Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls fan. So, I'm down here in Tampa now, and I'm watching the Lightning in the Stanley Cup. So,
Yeah. Go Lightning.
Yeah.
For sure. Keep it
Go
American.
Bucks.
Keep it American. That's all I can
You
say.
do realize like 90% of the players are from Canada on the Lightning.
It's okay. It's an American-owned team. They play in America. They're not playing in that other country that we need a border on.
So I need to speak to this cigar that I'm smoking because I'm having just
first before you get there.
I know, but I you guys are going down memory lane. I feel like I'm lost. I'm not a Chicagoan.
Neither are we. He's the only real guy.
Hey, Frank, now you feel how I feel when you guys are New York.
Yeah, Frank,
You
where
just
your
be quiet.
cousins live.
we got one guy from Chicago. Where in Chicago are you from?
I'm originally from on the south suburbs. So I grew up in Lansing around Calumet City.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Thornwood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is turned to not such a great school anymore. So I
don't think it was good when you went, Kyle.
No, it's because Kyle left.
Look what they produced.
It's downhill ever since Kyle left.
No, believe it or not, when I went into that high school, it was a college prep school, very top rated in the state. And then they did district rebounding and everything, and it started going downhill. Now it's only a junior senior high school, and the freshman sophomore actually start at a different high school. It's like a whole crazy. It's really crazy the way that everything has changed. But
Well, because they don't want the juniors and the seniors picking on the freshmen and the sophomore. So
Exactly.
they separated them.
it's exactly why, because the seniors and juniors were beating up the freshmen and sophomores, so they had to separate them.
They were selling food passes on the roof to the freshmen, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, at least it's still there. Two of the three of my high schools are gone.
Wow.
Uh-oh, here we go. Back down memory lane. This is where your cousins live, Frank.
Does Rikers actually count as a high school?
Memory lane.
Yeah,
Does Rikers actually count?
Rikers does count. They had a very special needs program.
You can get at Rikers.
That's a good place.
Cooking, license plate making. There was a lot of special skills.
It was a technical school.
Yeah,
It was.
Yes, it was.
Technically stealing. So tell us how, from I guess the policeman, the service, how did you get into the cigar industry?
Well, so I'm also a first-generation American-born. My heritage is Cuban.
Okay.
So my family, for generations in Cuba, of course, grew tobacco and manufactured cigars later. Unfortunately, my immediate family came here to the United States because of the revolution, like many other Cuban families did, as they lost everything. And they were displaced, and then they came to Chicago, and out I popped in Chicago. So I grew up as an American kid in the city of Chicago, but in a Cuban household. So there was always the Cuban culture elements there, which is what? Cuban coffee, dominoes, and cigars, right? Those are the things that the Cubans did.
Whoa. And sandwiches.
Cubanos.
Oh.
I'll tell you a story about Cuban sandwiches and the origin of those after, actually, which is pretty interesting. Most people are confused about that. But so I grew up with cigars always around. Never thought that would be an option for me to get into the business. Now, the immediate family came. The rest of the family that was still involved in tobacco didn't get out for a couple of years later. And they went directly to Central America. They didn't come to the United States. So our family was, split, separated as a result of this revolution, as most countries happen to be, whether it's the Eastern Bloc countries of yesteryear with the Soviet Union and Germany, or places like Venezuela are going through now a civil war. This is a common story throughout history. That being said, as I grew up, I was introduced to cigar smoking, and as not something to do more as a passage of legacy, because your family has been in this business since 1886, and you're the fifth American born here. You're the fifth generation. Let me tell you about this cigar, son, and what this actually means. It's not just a cigar. Let me tell you what this tobacco really, truly is to our family. So I learned and had an appreciation growing up. I was the only kid my age growing up smoking cigars, and as a teen in my 20s, early 20s. And then at that time, Cigar Aficionado hit the stands, and this cultural shift occurred in this industry where all the what we used to call yuppies, had a big boom for cigar smoking.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm the only guy that's been smoking cigars at my age, and all my friends turn to me, and I suddenly become the subject matter expert, right? How do you cut it? How do you light it? What's a good cigar? What's a bad cigar? All these things are coming right to me. I'm like, and then it's like I'm getting cigars from my family, and they're like, well, hey, can I get one? Sure. Can I get another one? Okay. Can I get a bundle? Guys, we'll buy it from you. We'll buy it from you. Oh. And that's when the shift changed. I realized that there was a business opportunity that wasn't there before. Because back in the day when I was growing up, it was the old guys in wife beaters playing dominoes, drinking Cuban coffee, and smoking cigars. There was no industry to speak of. There was none of what we're doing now, right? That wasn't the culture. So it shifted to the popular culture, and everybody was doing it. And of course, it was hotter, and then it slowly died as far as the yuppies went away. But overall, the audience and clientele for cigars hugely grew. So I saw that as an opportunity for me personally to get back to my roots and my family and my history. And so I approached my father and my uncle, who were both born in Cuba, came here as young teenagers. And I said, listen, I'd love to get back in the cigar business. I think there's an opportunity here. And I'm in my young mid-20s. And they're like, are you really serious about this? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, if you're serious, invest everything you own, and we will back you and become your partners. It was kind of a test.
Great test.
Yeah.
Great. You got to put some skin in the game.
So I said, I'm all in. And they backed me up, and we opened our factory in Ybor City in Tampa, because this is where my uncle was living down here in Tampa. He had been retired. My father and I were still in Chicago. I was working on the fire department. My father also was working for the city. And that's how we started. 1998, we incorporated. So I've been around doing this. I'm a 23-year overnight success.
Wow. A long nights,
Nice.
but that is fantastic. And you are very successful. I mean, you are definitely making a name in the industry as a young guy that you are. But this is fabulous. I mean, you've done all the right moves. You're mixing with the right people. And we definitely see you getting old and gray, maybe losing some hair.
Making a very good.
It's getting there.
Right now, I'm smoking a classic. And I think, Frank, you get the
The
same.
Hero, yeah, I'm smoking the Hero Classic, and I'm loving it.
Gorgeous.
Tremendous. I mean, it's beautiful. Look at that ash.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you
Gorgeous.
see it from here. Thank you. I didn't think you
Yeah.
knew.
Oh, yeah. and you didn't even have to bend over, David.
Frank Pendle.
Well,
It's a family show, David. It's a family show.
Robert smoking the unwilling.
Well, Bob is that person. He's unwilling to do anything. He asks Bob to do something. He's like, I'm not going to do it.
Very nice smoke.
So let me tell you guys a little bit of the story for those out there that are interested with the history of this cigar and what it means to us as a family, me personally, and what we put into it for you guys to get out of it. So I'm going to give you a close-up of the band here real quick.
Yeah, beautiful.
So Blanco there spelled out in red, blue, and gold. That's a U.S. flag in black, and then it says Above and Beyond on the bottom.
Yep.
Yep.
And then there's a torpedo cap there.
Love that cap.
It's also box pressed.
Mm-hmm.
And on the back, we have the Maltese cross, which is the firefighter symbol.
Mhm.
In blue, you can barely see it. There's the police badge.
Yep.
And then in gold, we have the Gold Star family member, which is signifies a family that has lost a member in service to the country.
Right.
So to tell you all the little nuances, there's something you can't see here, but you guys can see it close. On the side of the band, all the way around the band, there's writing on the black.
Yes.
Very light.
I did make it out.
Very light. Yes.
Okay, so we'll start with that. That's the oath of office that we all take to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign, domestic, yada, yada, yada. So help me
Right.
God. So that's the basis of everything, right? We box pressed this cigar. By the way, it's above and beyond the Heroes line, right? So the Heroes line is emblematic. Let me give you my definition of what a hero is so you understand what I said earlier. I don't feel I'm a hero. Most heroes, of those of us that served, are those that we identify and recognize as those that didn't make it. Gotcha. Those are the true heroes.
Yeah.
So those that served, whether it be in red for fire, in blue for police, or in the gold for military, it doesn't matter what uniform you wear. The service you did for your country or for your community, if you gave up your life, sacrificed your life, put your life in harm's way, and paid the ultimate price, this is what the cigar is to honor those men and women that have done so. So that's why I don't count myself among those. That being said, it's box pressed because that's emblematic of a coffin. Not to get morbid, but we made it box pressed to be emblematic of a coffin because we draped it.
Yeah.
We draped it with the American flag.
It's draped.
Right. We did that with black and silver for the sign of mourning. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what we did is we color coded the Blanco name. We told them that what they did is they all went above and beyond. Heroes go above and beyond. So that's why we named the brand Above and Beyond. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, and we had never done it, nobody's ever done this before, and I wasn't trying to do something for the first time, but it was the only way I could symbolize a folded flag. All the sizes, which are 4 in this line, are torpedo tipped. They're torpedo tipped for the express reason that I wanted something to be emblematic of a folded flag, which, as you know, is triangular.
Triangular, right.
And so this was our way of representing the folded flag that all families get when their heroes are laid to rest or during the memorial. So there are 4 different sizes. The 4 sizes that you alluded to are the 4 different types of heroes. The unwilling hero, the willing hero, the classic hero, and the epic hero. The boxes, which you don't have because I gave you guys some samplers, are boxes of 21. As in a 21.
21 gun salute.
Wow,
That's
man.
awesome.
Wow.
Right in, man.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So everything about this, and I've already told you, I've worn all of these hats. So I have had the honor and privilege of serving with those that I consider heroes because I've known people in the fire service that have died in service as a police officer that have died in service, and more than I'd like to count in the military that have died in service.
Yeah.
So it's my way of remembering and honoring them, and we are giving a portion of the proceeds back to 501c3s that assist the families of the fallen, of the heroes that are left behind.
That's awesome.
In this case, we're donating our first portions of proceeds to Tunnels to Towers. We haven't written them a check yet, but we will be soon. We're just trying to make it enough substantial to be able to go ahead and send them some money that actually makes a difference.
Right.
So we're hoping to do that by the end of the year and gather all our coins up and write a nice check for them. And then we'll shift to different organizations.
Wow, this is beautiful. Really touching.
I love it, man.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
David, that is really spectacular. I mean, so far, everything you said is like pretty touching, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that was that's a moving tribute and something that really, I mean, I was kind of starting to cry there. I mean, it was that special. I mean, and powerful. The attention to detail is beyond really compare for anyone who's doing anything like this in the industry.
And the symbolism on that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't picked up on. I was looking at it, but you describing what each symbol meant really is amazing. It really is.
Well, I throw a military hat on, and what we do when we design things in the military is all about detail, whether it's regimental crests or things of that nature. Everything has a meaning and symbol. Even colors mean things in the military when we create things. So attention to detail for me, not only with this cigar, but particularly with this cigar because of what it meant to me personally and what it meant to my family also. Because what I didn't mention to you is that my father is also a veteran of the Iraq War. He's served over 27 years in uniform, and he served in the military for over 40 years.
Wow.
My uncle, who ran our factory initially, we had to close our factory in 2000, only 2 years after we opened it, because his MS, he was diagnosed and became diagnosed with MS. As a result of being exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. He did over 20 years in the military.
Wow.
So our family is very military oriented, but our heritage is also in tobacco. Service is something that is part of our family. So I just couldn't go on without some type of, as you mentioned earlier, Masons and Shriners, you know how we have a service to each other and mankind, and to improve things.
Yes.
So this was one way that we could do that with our platform, as small as it is. And we hope that everybody enjoys a cigar. By the way, it recently got a 91 rating in Cigar and Spirits magazine.
Nice.
It's a medium body cigar. It's got a 3-year aged Habano wrapper.
Okay.
It's a Honduran Nicaraguan filler binder combination. It's straight medium body because we're trying to raise money with this as well. But it's not too mild that that you don't get anything out of it if you're an avid smoker, and it's not too much if you're a novice. So it's kind of right down that big pendulum.
Yeah,
where everybody can get something out of it.
Right.
And as you can see before the ash falls, the construction is spectacular. So
The ash hasn't fallen. Look at this. Come on.
Yeah,
thank
that's
you, brother.
really God, David. This is amazing.
Actually, I put this a little bit more than a medium, just a slight bit more towards a full.
Okay.
I'm getting
the
so
unwilling.
many,
Because it's flavorful. It's flavorful.
so full
It's all, it's all subjective. They come in 4x54, 6x54, 7x54, and 6x60. So
I'm giving this a 92 rating.
thank you, sir.
There you go.
MSRPs, just in case you guys are interested, or those out there that are looking for them, you're wondering how much does this cigar cost? The Epic, which is the largest, is a 6x60. Now, when I say MSRP, this of course doesn't take into account different state taxes and sales.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
So MSRP is $9.99 for that one.
Oh, you can't.
Classic, which is a 7x54, is $9.49.
Okay.
The 6x54 is $8.99. And the 5x54 is $8.49. So it's increments of 50 cents from $8.49 to $9.99, under $10. Obviously, with some states with tobacco tax, it'll be over $10.
The price is right, David.
The price is right.
It's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was right. I was waiting for you to say, "Oh, we start off at $15," but
Yeah, this is a great stick.
I'm still trying to figure out how you do it so cheap.
Well, that's
Very,
I
very
like to use the word inexpensive.
Inexpensive, right?
But having said that, I'd be happy to tell you. As I mentioned, we had our own factory for a while until 2000. Then we closed our factory because of my uncle's illness. Well, we called up our cousins, and my father in particular called up his cousin down in Nicaragua, because remember, the family split, right? So the family that got out a few years later, they went to Nicaragua, Central America, to continue to grow tobacco and make cigars since the 60s. So they've been there since the 60s in Nicaragua. And then and they spread into Honduras, and now they're in Honduras and Nicaragua. So when he called, he said, hey, Francisco is my uncle's name. Frank is sick. We can't run the factory up here anymore. We were buying material from them anyway. Could we move our production to your facility? And this was in 2000. They said, absolutely, of course, come on down.
Okay.
So when you ask me how we're able to do this, it's because we're a vertically integrated company. It's a family, but truly now a family business company. We have the tobacco grown by the family in the majority of it. Now, the family does buy tobacco from 16 other countries, because they make cigars for everybody.
Gotcha.
But we grow the majority there. Obviously, the family owns the factories. We are the importers ourselves. We, of course, have our own U.S. Customs bonded facility here and self-distribute. And then we have everybody that works in here is either military or predominantly family, although now that people are getting older, we're hiring non-family members, but we always try to stay military-oriented with regard to our employees. It's harder to find sometimes now. Some of our employees are military, but others are not, so it's becoming a blend.
Okay.
But we try to remain as vertically integrated as possible. So the key to that is, if you own your own tobacco, if you actually control your own destiny, right? Because that's the majority. So I haven't said their name, but I will tell you now. So the cousins that we're referring to are the Plasencias, Nestor Plasencia and my father.
Okay.
Whoa! Wow!
Whoa!
Woo! You're right there, man. You're right.
So you can't
My head explode.
you can't pick your family, right? You can't pick your family.
No!
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Holy cow!
I'm very lucky to have the opportunity.
You know what?
I would
I would just stop right there.
Congratulations.
Thanks for
Thank you, David. It's been nice having you.
It was great.
It's a good cigar. It's a good cigar.
Folks, we only bring you the best, as you can see.
Wow.
Exclusive right here.
So-
Right now.
Man.
Exclusive.
So I actually put the opportunity to work at that factory, and it was in 2000 when I went to work at that factory. And I was blending the cigar.
What did you do? You're a blender?
Yes. So I
awesome.
was self-taught for the first 2 years, and there were a few people that were into blending in the Tampa area that I was learning things from. But when I got to Plasencia, I actually met my mentor. His name was Avelio Oviedo Dominguez. This is the man that I credit, other than my family, of course, for the magnificent tobacco that they grow. But for my expertise, and my expertise is blending, I learned from him. And this man was iconic in the industry. He's no longer with us. I think he died 2010, which is amazing that he died 11 years ago now. It's hard to believe. I have him on my wall in my office here. He's staring at me right now with a cigar in his hand. I always thank him every day for everything he's taught me and continues to teach me, as far as he taught me how to continue to learn, how to never stop learning, right? So this man was the Cuban Roller Union Association president in Cuba before the revolution. He ran the H. Upman factory as far as quality control, and head blender and head quality control and master roller. And he was responsible for a few different blends in Cuba, but most notably, the Monte Cristo No. 2.
Oh, man, that is the best cigar I ever had in my life. Still to today.
Well, wait a minute.
No. That is my number one
Really?
cigar.
To today?
Absolutely.
Well, the number 2 back in when we started smoking back in the early 90s.
Yes.
When you got a Cuban number 2, it was like, woo!
Yeah.
They gave me a little
You were on hallowed ground.
Yes. There was something else in
That
there.
really was the
I think I had a high from that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But
So
it was
this was the man that I got to act like a sponge and learn everything that I possibly could for almost 11 years.
Wow.
And the guy was,
he was a master.
yeah,
That's
he had very few peers. I could say that he had very few peers in the blending category. I mean, obviously Master Roller in his older days, rolling is becomes a tactile issue. You start getting older, it becomes a problematic with arthritis and everything else. But the blending is unbelievable. He taught me how to blend, how to learn about tobaccos, how to continue to experiment with tobaccos. And the reason I'm able to come up with the cigars and I'm as successful as I am today with my blending is as a result of him. So my hats off to him. I think he started in the industry when he was 8 years old, as a little kid in Cuba. And I think he died at the age, I think he was 88, I think. Back then. So Avelio is dearly missed by those that knew him, and he blended a lot of cigars for a lot of companies throughout the years, but you never heard his name. You never knew who he was.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunately, that's not uncommon in this industry, that especially in the United States. I'd say less common in Europe, but more common here, that you are familiar with the face of the company, but not so much the guy behind who's really making the magic and those cigars.
Well, I don't think that it was a thing, shall we say, until about maybe 30 years ago, when people started to associate the cigar with the blender.
Yeah.
Until then, people just, it's a good cigar, and that's it. You don't even think about who did it, where it comes from, how many hands touched that cigar. It wasn't a thing. But now we're into that. We want to see the roots of the industry. We want to know, where did it come from? Who was the really the saint behind this smoke? Because it's heavenly.
Well, just remember that there's always marketing in any business that exists.
Of course.
So that being said, a lot of these guys are still hidden away. But you're very familiar with the names of the companies, which is how they want to market, and that's their business model, which is fine. Right. Because I'm a blender, and I got to work with such an expert in the field, and
royalty,
and that in combination with Plasencia tobacco, I was perfect storm lucky there, and so I consider, I guess I'm considered a master blender in residency at the Plasencia factory, because I now make cigars for 12 different companies other than my own.
Wow. So here's an interesting comment. He wants to know more about your other cigars, but here's something. Why don't we go to sponsors and come back? And David, you could talk to us about some of your other wonderful cigars, because I'm
absolutely
my pleasure.
You okay to hold on a little bit, David?
Roll them, Frank.
Thank you.
Cigar props started off as one item, a simple cigar rest born out of necessity. Over the years, Cigar Prop has morphed into something greater. Cigar Prop is now a brand, a journey, a way of life. It has become known as Prop Style. That simple cigar rest has turned into a whole line of cigar accessories, apparel, and even a weekly live show called the I Tap That Cigar Show. So remember, make sure you give your cigars the props they deserve, but more importantly, remember to live Prop Style. Johnny D. Teas out of Lakeville, Illinois are a veteran-owned company that take great pride in their work. Their goal is not to fulfill one order, but to earn all future orders by offering the best products at unbeatable prices. Ask any of their repeat customers and they'll tell you their quality is always the highest and their prices are always the lowest. Shop any Veterans Collection and 25% of the proceeds will be donated back to the veterans of foreign wars or the American Legion.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Specializing in tobacco pipe refurbishment and sales, Briar 911 buys and sells all kinds of pipes from a single pipe to entire collections. Our services include stem repair, replacement, deoxidation, and sanitization, reaming, cleaning, and bowl sanitizing, shank crack repair, buffing, and waxing. We make sure that each pipe is ready to smoke once it leaves our shop. For more info, contact us via Facebook at Briar 911.
And we are back.
We're back. All right.
Oh God! Well, I'm saying during the break,
I
David, we
hope
were
that you
flipping out
weren't
here.
able to hear us. We were talking, just weren't talking. We were like bowing and really, I mean, we're in the presence of royalty here.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm going to drink.
A salute to the
Salute.
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 Boy. So you want to just lay a couple of more names on us?
Like some other cigars in your line.
Like we're not impressed yet, but
Listen, so the Placencia family is a very big family with regard to and very rich in the history of the industry. Like I said, I'm the fifth generation. Nestor Andres, who's now the president, is fifth generation. And as that family's brand grew and that company grew, the family took more relatives out of Cuba and put them in positions of responsibility and management. So when I first got there in 2000, there were people that weren't there that were there later, 2005, 2006. And the factory manager's name was Ahmed Fernandez. Ahmed, who was also a cousin, who is no longer with us, unfortunately, tragically died very young. His last name, Fernandez, the Fernandez family is also cousins with Placencia. So
AJ Fernandez, you talking about?
AJ?
Oh, holy cow!
We just had we just had AJ on a couple of months ago with Luciano.
Oh
He did
man!
speak English, but he said, "Nice rum, good cigar." Good.
Holy cow!
So you wanted one more name? There you got it.
Oh,
you're blowing us away, man.
Cuba's a small island, and the area of tobacco is even smaller. So if you're in the tobacco industry and you're from that area, from that country, you're all very closely either. What happens is if you're in this business generationally and you're farming, you intermingle with families, and then you help each other with the crops and rotate. So this is what happens with agricultural and farming families. It's not uncommon. But it just so happens that, that whole world blew up and, 60, 50 years ago now. And families were spread all over. And actually, cigars have brought us back together. And so it was an honor to get to meet my family and become connected again back with my family after growing up. I guess I was the lucky one because I grew up and I was born here in the United States. But, I admire them for everything they do and all they've done. So But you want to hear about some other cigars? I have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Go for it.
I do have one question to ask you, Mike.
Just one.
Okay. The Cuban tobacco cigars of today, how would you rate that compared to now what's happening in Nicaragua, Honduras, and the DR? Is it because the ground or
I will preface this by saying cigar smoking and cigars in general, the taste and aroma and everything else, it's all subjective. It's about what you like. So what I like per se personally somebody may other not. So it has nothing to do with the country of origin. But I will say from a objectional perspective, from objectively speaking, right? Not objectional, but objectively speaking. When it comes to the way that the tobacco is grown in Cuba today versus what it used to be, it's lacking.
Yes.
The fermentation process is lacking. The blending is stunted because they only have certain materials that they can use. And they're asking rollers to do more and more work. And the more you do, the less the quality becomes. So there's four links in the chain of a premium cigar. Growing tobacco, premium quality tobacco, proper fermentation, proper blending or good blending, and great construction, which is the rolling of the cigar itself. Any glitch in any one of those links in the chain, and you can throw it all out the window. So unfortunately, because of the system and the situation that they are in, and it has continued to decline from these objective standpoints. I'm not talking about the flavor of the tobacco. I'm not talking about anything else. What is all subjective. I'm talking about the nuts and bolts. A lot of those things have continued to decline rather than what's been going on in places like Nicaragua, Honduras, the Dominican Republic, where they've continued to improve the quality of things going on. For example, the Plasencias are using now drip irrigation, titrating not only water onto the plants, but elements of nutrition and different fertilizers that they put, so they can test the stress levels of the plants and the yields are. I mean, it's starting to get very scientific, even with the growing side, which was always scientific.
It's kind of like the wineries and what they've done.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, not much of this is going on in Cuba. It's prohibitive as a result of finances and everything else. So whatever you think of the actual cigar with taste and flavor, which is your own opinion, from an objective standpoint, unfortunately, they have not progressed into the next layer of technology that is now advanced in the industry. Although we still do everything by hand primarily.
Right.
The corners that can be cut are being cut because time is money. And they need to turn around as much as possible. So,
don't you think that also has to do a lot with the fact that you only have X amount of real estate in Cuba? It's an island, and you don't leave enough time for the soils to rejuvenate.
Absolutely, they need to turn product. They need to grow. They need to grow. Absolutely, it's a problem, and that's why you continue to see certain declining issues with the product quality. Regardless of what you think of the tobacco, they still make very good cigars. Don't get me wrong. And I will say today that primarily this industry is still run by Cubans in Nicaragua.
Oh, yeah.
So
you guys are the godfathers still, no matter what. Everything runs through the guy.
They were exiled, so they had to, recreate themselves.
Right? The guys who knew and created the industry that was known to be the Cuban cigar industry that became iconic as the Cubans perfecting the premium cigar, all left. Right. They took their knowledge, they took their experience, they took their seeds, they took everything they could take except the soil. They couldn't take the soil.
Yeah.
So,
but they found better soil.
Yeah.
It took time. It took time because when you change, it's not only about the soil. When you change location, it's about the elevation, the humidity levels or lack thereof, the amount of rainfall that you get or lack thereof, the type of insects that are indigenous versus there over the year. I mean, there are a lot of different factors. The amount of sunlight, latitude, longitude. There are so many.
Even the pH in the soils.
Very scientific. We do a lot of soil sampling. My cousin is an agronomist, and he does so much soil sampling, it's ridiculous. So there's a huge science to this to maintain it, and that's what getting the cigar you're smoking today versus 2 years from now. We have to make sure it's consistent, and that's where it all starts in the soil. Without the soil being the same, you don't get the product at the end of the line. But since we've been talking about family so much, let me start with one of my other lines of cigars that is all about family. It's called Primos. Primos in Spanish, or the word in Spanish, means cousins.
Cousins.
So we have a line called Primos, the brand called Primos.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, really
Now in the
nice.
center there, I think you can see 5 hands.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the generations passing down the family heritage from one to the next.
Gotcha.
There's parchment paper there in the background. That is the scroll of knowledge representing the Plasencia family with all their years of education and agronomy.
Wow.
There's 2 swords in a V. You see the 2 swords in the V there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that are green.
Yeah.
They're actually silver, but I can see why you can see that because of the light.
Okay, yeah, silver. Yep.
That is representative of the Blanco family because of our history in the military.
Wow.
And
Okay.
we put it in a V representing a Roman numeral 5. Before 5.
Okay, 5. Gotcha.
Nice.
It's all surrounded by a gold circle because the circle is the strongest unbroken symbol of strength because
Correct.
it's all about family. So this cigar comes in 2 different blends. This is a Habano Maduro that I'm holding in front of you.
Ooh, nice.
It comes in a Habano Rosado. And all of this, you can find more information if you'd like at blancocigars.com, or if you'd like to go to our Facebook page at Blanco Cigars or Blanco Cigar Nation if you'd like to join our private fan page. All that information can be there. That's a Honduran Nicaraguan filler binder combination with a 3-year aged Habano wrapper. But in this case, we also added a little Peruvian Lajero in this blend.
Ooh, I like the Peruvian.
So it gives a little
Nice.
kick in the Maduro, and a little bit fuller on the Maduro side, and a little bit more medium on the Habano Rosado side.
Frank, the only Peruvian you like is Flake.
I haven't seen that in many years, Bob.
Staying with the family theme is the next cigar. This is the Blanco Liga Exclusiva de Familia.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
It's got a cedar wrap here with a ribbon on the bottom. This is a Connecticut shade.
Okay.
You can see the band there a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. It looks beautiful.
Yes, beautiful band.
Is that the main band, right? That's your avatar. Okay.
Are you designing the bands as well?
I do. I am very involved in designing, like the Primos band you just saw. I designed all of that. This one I had
beautiful
somebody work with me. This one was 2 people, myself and somebody else. This cigar comes in a Connecticut shade, which is grown in the Tolunga Valley, which is in Honduras. So it's U.S. seed, but grown in the Tolunga Valley in Honduras by the Plasencias. All Nicaraguan filler binder combination. The brand, the Blanco Liga Exclusiva de Familia in English, exclusive blend of the family.
Perfect.
So this was my father's blend that I actually made for him, and he was smoking privately. And I asked him if I could bring it to market because I thought it was a great cigar. But I blended for him, and he said, "Okay, fine." Sure. And then he's like, "Yeah, nobody's gonna like it." I'm like, "No, they're gonna like it." They got a 92 in Smoke Magazine.
Nice.
Well.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And it also comes in a Pennsylvania broadleaf Maduro, which is my blend that I did for myself. This wrapper is grown by the Amish in Lincoln, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a great deal with the Amish. Somebody else recently was just talking about that.
And then we have all Nicaraguan filler binders in that one. Completely different cigar than the Connecticut shade. The Maduro also got a 92 in Smoke Magazine, but also got #2 cigar of the year a couple years back.
Wow.
As voted by consumers on iRobusto.com, which was worldwide.
Wow.
They had like 60, 70 cigars to choose from, and it got #2.
Wow.
That's a lot to be proud of. Wow.
Absolutely. I'm very proud of these cigars. So those are the family lines.
I love when Bruce says, David Blanco should not be king. He's dang near a god. Wow.
It's a good thing I don't believe or drink my own Kool-Aid, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Always stay humble. Always stay humble. It's a privilege that I am able to sit in this chair right now and be able to do something that I love and have a passion for and make a living at it.
Right.
So don't take it for granted. And I thank all of the people that have shown support like that and say such kind things. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart because it allows me to continue to do what I do. And as you guys already know, because I've spoken to you about it a little bit, I've done other things in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing now.
Yes.
I think it's a lot safer than any of the last two that you've done, for sure.
And at the end of the day, I can only do this if people enjoy my cigars. And
that's true.
So I appreciate that.
Excellent cigars.
So as we're talking about all these cigars and the blends that you have, and how is this? So would some of our listeners be able to purchase some of your blends?
So if there isn't a cigar shop around you that carries our product, ask for it by name, number one, for sure. That's how you get a cigar in a shop, by asking for it. Say, I want to buy this cigar. You bring this in, I want to buy it. That's one of the best ways to do it. If you don't have a brick and mortar near you, there are various online companies that sell our products. To name a few, cigarandpipe.com.
Okay.
We also have, you got me off on this one. I wasn't expecting to talk about that. Neptune Cigars. Neptune carries our cigars as well.
How about J&R?
They do not. Cigarplace.biz also carries our cigars.
Okay. Yes.
Privada Cigar Club also carries our cigars. So there are a number of online shops that carry our cigars as well. And you can always find out more information if you go to blancocigars.com. We also have an MSRP store there that you can look at the various products that you like that we carry on our own website as well. Again, it's an MSRP store. We're not trying to compete with our retailers.
Right.
It's just something that we offer because we are not in every shop all over the country. We don't sell to everybody under the sun. We're still considered a boutique brand. And this is one way to get cigars out to the public and believe it or not, it's amazing the amount of people that buy our cigars from websites and then bring them to their brick and mortar shops and say, get this on the shelf. I'd love to buy it here, because it becomes more of a opportunity that's convenience for them to buy it locally rather than online. And then, of course, there's the ambiance of the shop and the lounge atmosphere and getting the camaraderie of that you can only get in a cigar lounge.
Yeah,
which is where we'd love to be. I'd just love to have my cigars there. So, and as I can see, somebody's mentioned, Godfather's Bistro and Cigar Bar in Shelby Township, Michigan, also carries cigars.
Now, being a fellow Chicagoan, do you have any of the B&Ms around here?
Very few.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the moment I left.
Oh no.
And I don't have a rep in that area. So unfortunately, since I don't have a rep there, this is what happens.
I can help you with somebody if you're interested. Alec could be a great rep up here for you.
We can talk offline, because we're definitely expanding our sales force this year. That is one thing that we are definitely working on.
Awesome.
We brought on 3 people in the last, including my sales director, national sales director, in the past 2 months.
Ooh,
so
very cool.
Very cool.
BoutiqueSmoke.com. I do not believe they are at BoutiqueSmoke.com, but we'd love them to be there.
You got to get Gabby.
Well, Gabby is in charge of that, right?
Yeah, Gabby's in charge of that one.
Hello, Gabby. Hello, Gabby. What's going on, buddy?
It takes time. He's also a very busy guy.
Yeah.
We know.
Let me talk about a couple other cigars that we have here, because I got one in particular I think you guys are going to enjoy. This is actually my number 1 seller, my highest rated cigar ever, and it's actually one of the first cigars that ever put us on the map. It's called the Blanco 9, and this is the Lancero, which is my favorite cigar.
Ooh.
It's silver and black.
I like that wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This cigar was rated number 1 cigar of the year in 2018 as voted by consumers on iRobusto.com.
Wow.
It got a 95 in CA, a 93 in smoke, a 90 in snob. It got Best Buy in Cigar Journal this past year.
Awesome.
And here it is, guys. This is 100% Nicaraguan puro with a triple Ligero in the filler, dark Corojo wrapper. This is a 3/4 body cigar. It's not a punch you in the face when you hear me say triple Ligero. It's not like a La Flor double Ligero, like a chill.
Gotcha.
I pick it early, so this is early priming Ligero. So it's more balanced.
What you're saying is it's just an okay cigar. I mean,
it's not going to punch you in the mouth with different spice, but it is a great stick, and it is very concentrated flavor. We also make a limited edition version, which is called the JT Limitado. That is this blend on steroids. That is to say, it's 100% Ligero.
What's it called again?
Wow.
The Blanco 9 JT Limitado. 4 fillers, binder, and wrapper. So 6 different Ligeros. It took me 2 years to make that cigar. And figure out how to get it to burn right, which was the problem. Combustion right. So figuring out the fermentation times for all 6 Ligeros to get them to all burn evenly took me quite a while.
Right. Wow.
David, you're going to be at Martinsville, right, for the Cedar boutique event?
Absolutely.
Because we know. Yes, yes, Bruce, Dave is going, and he will have a booth. And I gather you're going to have all these wonderful cigars to show everybody.
We will have a veritable cornucopia of
Ooh,
I like that term.
I like that.
Variable
Man.
cornucopia.
You know,
Wow.
our audience is up
It-
there now, man.
It almost sounds pornographic.
You know how on Thanksgiving you have the cornucopia of the food just coming out. I envision like just cigars.
Cigar. It's a cigaracopia. Cigaracopia.
I think we'll make a movie. Debbie does copia.
Whoa, wrong show.
No, that's great. I mean, folks, you got to get to Martinsville on
Oh, yeah.
August
Yeah.
14th.
That's a
Cedar
must.
Creek. It's going to be the first boutique event festival ever, and it's going to beginning. It's epic. It's just going to be the first of many, many.
It's
to come.
history. It's
Yes.
going to be historic.
Is
It
that
really
when we
will
start
be.
our Jerry Lewis telethon too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Look at us smoking. Look
So now that I brought the education level higher with the veritable cornucopia comment, I want to bring it back down to reality.
Okay.
I'm about to give you guys the bombshell of a release that we haven't talked about.
Whoa!
Oh, where's the exclusive?
Where's
Where
the
is it? Oh, here it is.
Here it is, and there's an affiliation.
Yes.
Oh,
So I saw in a clip of you guys did something before, and it's funny because I've been using this term damn near 30 years. But what happened is that I gave this term, I said it to somebody else. And as you move on in life and you change terminology and you change things, the way you say things, this one guy that I told this word to, he continued using it the entire time. And that's been 20 years. It's probably been 20 years now. Close to 15 years now that he's been using this term. And he's used it so much that he has become synonymous with the use of this word. It's a friend of mine that is in San Antonio, and his name's Joe Torres. And I should never have told him this word because it stuck with him for the rest of his life. He still uses it today, and all his Facebook posts and everything else. So I decided, because it became synonymous with him, to bring out a new cigar with in the Blanco 9 with the name.
All right.
And I'm just looking at a text.
forget about it, right?
You ready for the name?
We're ready. Everybody's ready.
First of all, it's a 6x48.
Okay.
That's the size. It's the Blanco 9 blend.
Okay.
It's called the Chooch.
No! Can you order it by the case?
Yes, you can. Actually. We will be premiering it at the PCA and releasing it at an event at his shop where he works at Club Humidor and San Pedro. There's three of them. On San Pedro is the name of that shop in San Antonio. The San Pedro shop and Club Humidor.
I think I gotta be. I've been using that since 1952.
That's because he's been a chooch since 1952. Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, Frank, we just found a new present to give
I
away.
know, we got the present. We got the Bianco Chooch. You know how many people will just tune in just to get a Bianco? Oh my God, I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And what a segue. I
Yeah.
couldn't have written a better segue to the Chooch segment on the show.
Do you have,
Awesome.
do you have a
Show the
label for it? Do you have a band for it already?
It's the Blanco 9 band. So it's the
Oh, it's a
Blanco
Blanco
9 band, but it's gonna be the Chooch.
Gotcha.
Frank, the banner, that should be his label. I know.
You want me to show? Oh, I'll show him. Wait a minute. All right, hold on. I got something for you.
There we go.
This is I might copyright it though now. Here it is.
Don't be a Chooch.
There it
There's
is.
the Chooch.
Yes.
You know how often I use that term, and people go, "What the hell is a Chooch?" So I grew up in Chicago and with a lot of Italian friends. So
There you go.
That's awesome. That is
fabulous.
awesome.
Oh my
That is
God.
perfect.
when I saw that Chooch segment, I was like, "Oh my God, he's got a Chooch segment! I gotta
I gotta pay him royalty.
Oh, we're gonna make that cigar famous. Let me tell
Oh man, oh man.
For only 5% of the proceeds.
That's
go
it.
Back to the
You
Great
heard
Lakes
it here.
Show.
The cigar of the year, 95 rating. The truth.
I like Bruce. He says that's pretty thin for a chooch. I guess. Bruce, it's a family show.
Well, it's kind of, I'll give you another play on the word. Chooch with that. It's kind of a play on the word because in Spanish, when you say the word Churchill, double L is a Y. So when you're down at the factories and they read the word Churchill, they say chuchi.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
So a 7x48 is a chuchi.
Yeah.
So we did the 6x48 is a chooch.
It's just a chooch. It's just short. There you go. It's short.
It's a chooch.
Oh man!
And if I misspoke, if I said 46, I meant to say 48. It's a 6x48.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
When I used to come home with my report card, my father called me a cheat.
When you put your
Oh God!
I have a couple more cigars to show you guys real quick.
Yes. No. Go. Talk to us.
All right. So the one that we just brought out this past year, and it was unfortunately delayed as a result of COVID and everything else because we had planned on bringing it out last year.
Yeah.
Is the new cigar called Prince Hall.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sonic Prince Hall meaning?
Prince Hall.
There you
Nice.
go.
Love it.
Prince Hall people.
Very nice.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
So Prince Hall, I made this cigar Prince Hall not necessarily because of Masonic issues first, because I wanted to tell the story about Prince Hall because he's kind of one of our founding fathers that nobody even knows who he is.
Correct.
So Prince Hall was a gentleman who lived in Boston, Massachusetts area in the late 1700s, before the Revolution, and he died in the early 1800s. He was a black man.
Mm-hmm.
He was a free black man during those days, and he was a business owner, which is extremely rare.
Right.
He was one of the leading proponents of abolitionism, obviously, and education rights for, I can't even call them African Americans at that time because it was during the colony times, right?
Right.
So it was during that transition. He was actually believed to be one of the first black men to join the Continental Army to fight against the British in the Revolutionary War.
Wow.
So this man was of outstanding character, which is one of the reasons he was drawn to Masonry. He was drawn to the issues of integrity and equality and things of that nature. So he was drawn to Masonry, and he was unfortunately denied entrance as a Mason at that time because he was black by the free and accepted Masons of the time, which were, as we know, all of the other forefathers of our country, whether it was Washington, Jefferson, all of these guys were Masons as well. But because he was black and a lot of them were slave owners at the time, this was not acceptable.
What year did the black Black Lodge for Masonry?
He's just getting to it.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. So what he had to do is he had to go to the British soldiers encampment, and he actually found I think they were Irish. It was the Irish contingency, and they allowed him to join.
The whole British Army was pretty much Irish.
Well, they allowed him to join, and he became a Mason through their lodge. And then he asked if he could set up his own lodge, and they said, well, you can do your own thing over there, but you're not a full-fledged lodge because only the Grand Lodge of London can designate a charter for your lodge.
That's correct.
Yep.
And so the war goes on and everything else, and he submits a petition for a charter to the Grand Lodge in England, and by the time it got back, and he was allowed to do it, it was 1787.
Wow.
So the lodge he had been running, which had its own designation, then became renamed as African Lodge Number 1 in 1787. And on the band, we have the year
1787.
87, nice.
87, yep.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It was as much to honor the man for everything that he had done and for recognition, because most people have no idea of the history of that part of their culture. But as well as
a few people in that lodge.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
there was quite a few people in that lodge. It was quite a group.
It still exists. As a matter of fact, all Black Masons today that I've joined are referred to as Prince Hall Masons, which is separate and apart from the Free and Accepted Masons. However, we recognize each other because we are all brothers.
Yes,
there are like a few states left in this union that are still fighting with the issue of, because it's more about recognition and things of that nature within the fraternity. But eventually, all states will recognize it, and it's an honor to make that cigar as well. That comes in a Habano and also a Maduro.
Oh, nice!
And this blend is quite a unique blend. The Rosado is a puro, pure Nicaraguan. The Maduro is all Nicaraguan except for the binder. It has a Sumatran binder in that.
Oh, okay, very nice.
They come in 5x50, 6x60, 6x52 Toro, and then a 7x70. So
6x60. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And a 7x70, which is even bigger. So,
wow. All right.
I thank my friend Tom Lazuka for having me to make those, because now he made those sizes popular with the Ogre and everything else from the Asylum 13.
Yes.
Now I have to make 7x70s. I'm not doing the 8x80s, guys. I refuse.
Oh, we got a cutter.
Well, I got a cutter. Yes, we do. We got a cutter for the 80.
Just in case.
And the last cigar that I do is a bundle line, and it's retail from $250 to $350, $375, and it's the Primos. We put the Primos name on it, but it's a different band, obviously. This is called the Primos Classic versus the Primos Estate, which I showed you before.
Okay.
So this comes in 3 different wrappers: a natural, which is Connecticut shade, a Sumatra, and a Maduro. And it comes in the most popular sizes: Robusto, Toro, Torpedo, Double Corona. And they retail for
$275.
Say what?
Did you say $275?
$275, and that's for a 4x38. Yeah, it's a little short smoke.
That's a cigarillo.
Wow.
We sell a ton. We'd make a little bundle. They're really cute.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's like if you're going out for lunch, you know?
Yeah. Or if it's too cold, you got 2 feet of snow up north. Or if it's too hot and you're going to die of the humidity in the south. We sell those seasonally. You would be amazed how many we sell during the winter up north and in the summer in the south.
Yeah.
You got it covered really well there, David. Unbelievable.
Right. So price points for all those cigars I just mentioned are up to basically $10, $11. And the JT Limitado, which is the limited 100% Lajero Blanco 9, I think that's $14.
Okay.
And then we have another line that I'm not showing you right now. It's called the Cigar Obsession. I make an entire line of cigars for that with now 4 blends. We're going to be premiering the 4th blend at the PCA.
Okay.
But the first 3 I'm not showing you because we're going through a repackaging. It's called the Steel first third, the second third, and the final third. It's an Ecuadorian Sumatran in the first third, a Cameroon from Africa in the second third, a Nicaraguan Habano in the final third, and the BG Reserve, which is the 4th in the line, which we'll be premiering next month, as a Mexican San Andreas.
Nice.
Holy cow.
Do you have your booth already set up for the PCA so we know
what number are you?
Ask me the number right now. I couldn't tell you. Just look for Blanco Cigars, and we'll be there.
Yeah.
We will be there too. So
open the catalog and find us, but we'll be there.
We're going to see you Saturday, and then what we'd like to do is set up a schedule to actually do another sit down on Sunday where we can interview and we can show all your cigars on your booth and all of that.
I'd be happy to. I can actually give you a reference since Goni's on the line.
Okay.
Goni.
We're right next to Gurkha.
Oh, nice.
All right. There we
That
go.
is awesome.
So what we'll do is we'll set up our booth right between both of you, so we don't have to move all the equipment. So we'll have you
Our booth.
Well,
Our booth?
our equipment, and then we.
But
can
you know, you have stiff competition. You know, you got to talk between Gomi. You know, he likes to take over the mic.
I'll go first. I'll wait till he's tired.
And we'll talk to you on Monday.
But so you'll have a trifecta right there. You have Blanco Cigars, you have Gurkha Cigars, and right next to us, because they're family, who do we have?
Placencia.
Here's the you to set up somebody that we can talk to over Placencia.
I'd be happy to.
Awesome. Thank you.
No, that would be fantastic.
That would be wonderful.
David,
man.
I just can't believe this line. Frank, you got to talk to Jeff. I mean, something's wrong here.
I know. We're going to have to.
There it is.
1553. There we go.
There it is.
Hey.
All right.
My God, I can't believe this. You have this big of a line. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was not.
How big of
aware.
a line do you have? How many cigars do you actually have?
Well, I have the 4 blends with CO that I didn't show you.
Okay.
I have the 2 blends in Prince Hall. I have the 3 blends in the bundle line. I have the entire Blanco 9 line, which has 7 sizes. I have the Above and Beyond. I have 2 blends in the Primos Estate Selection. I have 2 blends in the Blanco Liga Exclusiva. And then I make cigars for about 12 different companies over in Europe, here in the United States. We're working on one in Malaysia.
Fantastic.
I have new products coming out for other brands that were on the drawing board. I have 2 new companies right now that are on the drawing board to make cigars for.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Congratulations.
You're a busy man.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
But I got to tell you, I can't do this by myself. And that's what we're doing this year is building our sales force. We have our new national sales director, Ken Mansfield, who actually came over from Gurkha and was a personal friend of mine and one of the most respected salesmen I've ever seen in my life. He works in the southeast area out of the Atlanta area. So he'll handle that geographic area, but he will also be the director and responsible for development of the sales force. We have Tom Petty, who is now in Tennessee.
Yeah.
We have Ed Castor in Michigan up there. I don't know if you guys know Ed. And then we just brought on Ron Melendi for the basically the Atlantic, mid-Atlantic area of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, all that, walk down to D.C., Virginia. And then we have Nick, our buddy Nick Clark over in Texas, who also handles Oklahoma and Louisiana. So that's just within the U.S. And then there's everybody I deal with internationally for all my distribution in all the countries in Europe. We have to have a distributor in each country, and they have their own sales force and everything else. Canada has their own guys up there. So it's I've become a logistics expert.
I bet.
Yeah, geez.
Wow.
I just wanted to make cigars, guys. And,
You didn't really know what you were getting into.
No, I had no idea what I was getting into, especially the logistics piece, because primarily we focused for many years in the United States. But then 10 years ago, I was like, I want to go over to Europe and go to the trade show over there. Mm-hmm. And so once we did that, and I put my toe in the pond over there, as they say, it was just unbelievable. Imagine trying to have a distributor, because you can't self-distribute in the United States. Imagine if you could. You have to have one distributor in every state.
Right, that's what it's like in Europe.
And and paperwork and taxes and laws are different in every state. That's exactly how it is in Europe.
Wow.
So I have and that's actually the rest of the world. We're sending stuff to the Middle East. We're sending stuff to Russia. We're sending stuff to all over the place. Congo. I sell cigars in the Congo, guys.
Wow.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
Africa. I mean, we continue to expand, and we're very lucky and happy to do that. It's just, it was a ramping up and understanding of logistics that this is why I have a customs bonded facility, because it makes my life tenable. If I didn't have that, it would even be more ridiculous. And then we have another one in Europe, like I said, because logistically I needed a warehouse over there to then satellite smaller orders out to all these countries in the EU. So, but blending is my passion. If I could do nothing else in this industry, I would sit at the factory, blend cigars, and smoke them all day.
Yeah, but you're the face. You're the face. You're the Blanco face. You're all these hats.
Do you ever get to sleep?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the office. What time is it? Here it's 9:46. You guys are an hour earlier over there.
Wow. Your accounting department must be going insane just trying to put all this together.
It is challenging. I'm not going to lie. But we continue to grow, and the key with growing a company like this, it's something I learned over the past 23 years, is about being able to metric everything. To scale, the scalability, right?
Right.
Be able to, if I can do it here, is my process correct? So I can do it when it's this big, and then you realize, oh crap, I got to change a bunch of stuff to be able to do this as I continue to grow. So those are the challenges, but scalability now is the biggest thing that we're working on and trying to become more efficient as a company. We got the cigars down, but the issue is becoming more efficient, plugging the holes in the dike, as they say, and becoming more operationally solvent and savvy, as a business people say. So that's what we're doing.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Well, we got to get you up in
Amazing.
this area. That's for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I am. Where are you guys up in exactly?
We're about
We're northwest of Chicago.
about 5 minutes away from Wisconsin border. Actually, we're in Fox Lake.
Remember
Oh,
Gurney,
yes.
Gurney Mills, Six Flags?
Yeah.
I do absolutely.
20
Right
minutes.
Waukegan, all that's right, because you mentioned Kenny the King.
Yeah.
In Lakemore. In Lakemore.
Yes.
Yes.
I did events for Kenny the King when I was back there in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
I've known Kenny and all those guys up there for a long time. Up in Libertyville, obviously, we have a shop.
Cigar and more with Ken.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good shops in that area. And
Arlington Pipes and Cigar in Arlington Heights now with the new owners. With
that's right. They really did a nice job with that shop.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Beautiful.
He's turned that place around.
Wow,
Big
is it?
time.
It's unbelievable now.
And there's the new shop up in Waukegan, right down the block from the Genesee dealer, a Cuban Experience.
Of course, I know him very well.
You know? Oh, okay.
He used to. He actually used to do a lot of the cooking at the shop when we did events for Kenny the King. He was doing all the pig roasts and everything.
Lewis is good for that. Oh yeah.
And then he opened up his own shop, and he's doing great over there. I'm
He's
very
doing
happy.
very good. Yeah,
I
that's
hope
a
you got
good.
more time to come up there and visit some old friends, but I'm traveling all over the world. But having said that, I am doing some events, and I'll be happy to read a couple things that are.
Please do.
Sure.
We got a large audience from all over the country right now.
So I'll be, I'm going to Texas at the end of July and doing a bunch of events there. But after that, I figured I'd read stuff that's more local for you guys, although you have guys all over the place. The 6th of August will be at Screaming Eagles in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is right outside the home of the 101st Airborne. Great stuff over there. We're at, and then we're at on the 8th, we're at Badass Cigars over in your guys' neck of the woods. That's over in Oregon, Illinois.
Yep.
Yes.
Right on the river over there, Rock River. And then we'll be doing the Boutique Cigar Festival. I'm sorry, I lied. Then we're going to be at Smoke Pit, just south of Indianapolis.
Okay.
On the 12th of August. And then we do the 13th and 14th, the Boutique Cigar Festival. After that, we're going to be at Godfather's up there in Michigan on the 16th of August. And then on the 19th, we're going to be right over the border into Pennsylvania at Nelson Langostas. The 20th and 21st will be in the Pittsburgh area at Puffin Stuff. They have two different shops. And then we continue to go east on the other side of Pennsylvania. On the 25th, we'll be at Breakers Cigars, Lit Cigars on the 26th, and then the 27th at Smoky Cigar Lounge. And those are all in the general vicinity of Wyomissing. Lit is actually New Jersey on the other side, and then I come back to Pennsylvania.
We're in Jersey.
Right over the border from Philly.
By Philly.
Okay.
Lit Lounge. Great shop. He's got a huge social media presence as well. You guys should look him up. He's a good guy.
Nice.
So that's what I got. That takes me all the way to the end of August, where I'll then be going to Atlanta to do a few events over there. And then it's off to Europe for 5 weeks.
Nice.
Holy cow.
Wait.
Fantastic. Until November, though, you're going to be back doing your November.
That's why I go mid-September to the middle of October, and then I'm back to do the HERF the beginning of November.
Awesome.
I just told you guys what I'm doing for the next 4 months, I think.
Holy cow.
Maybe, just maybe, depending on the date there in Florida, maybe we can do a gig down there. At least Bob and Frank. Bob and Frank will get there. And
more than happy to come by. If you guys want to do something live here, I'd be happy to do something live.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a plan.
It's usually over the weekend, just so you know. It's not during the week because obviously
weekends help us. Weekends are better.
You have a guest room, right?
What's that?
You have a restroom.
You have a guest room, right?
A guest room or a restroom?
Behind that white door, Bob.
You know, you could always. I could put one of my sleeping bags over the boxes of chooches.
Yes,
So I can sleep on them.
That's hilarious. I really could not believe when I saw that chooch thing. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it."
Can you hold on a little bit longer for us? If
We
you
have
don't
a
mind?
copy written, and patent. Just so you know.
I've got a lawyer on retainer, especially
We got 3 lawyers on retainer.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe? Is that
and one of the attorneys is an expert at fitting for cement shoes.
Yes.
We got Vito, Rocco, and Bruno.
I thought you were going to say it was Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Hold on a moment there, if you don't mind, David. We still have some more sponsors to go, and then we'll come back and do our special segment called
Smoke the Chooch.
Smoke the Chooch, yeah.
The Blanco Chooch.
The Blanco Chooch. We might just rename that. Hold on, David. Frank, show some more sponsors.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar. RnA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Christoph Cigars uses only the highest quality double and triple fermented tobaccos from around the world, which are then artfully blended. Whether you're looking for the smooth, mild, and full flavor of the Christoph Connecticut, or the savory and full body found in the Pissed Off Christoph, they have a cigar to satisfy the palate of the most discriminating aficionado.
Nice.
And we're back.
We are.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anyway, folks, we're I don't know, we're kind of speechless with our guest tonight. It's been amazing.
You speechless? Come on.
No, that can never happen.
How are you guys enjoying the cigars?
Oh my God! But I'm gonna smoke it down to my. I think I'm gonna put a toothpick in this one, and I'm just gonna smoke it. Or I should get a pipe and put it in a pipe and finish it all off.
You need the roach clip. You need the roach clip.
I'm about down to my fingers here.
You and me both, Kyle.
Yeah,
that's the
I'm
way
Glad
it
you
should
enjoy
be.
it. That's what it's all about.
I'm not going to put this out, man. I'm not going to put this out.
Yeah.
What we do have to put out, guys, is just
The
to let
odd
you
job
all,
look.
The odd job.
Odd job.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, folks, tonight's special giveaway is going to be one of ours. And we want to introduce our new apparel. We do have our brand new era hat. All right. This is an incredible hat. Bob,
Fitted cap. Fitted cap.
This.
Yeah. Beautiful embroidery. This is a beautiful cap. I mean, really, it really is top of the line. This is no junk. Perforated, so you don't.
You
have
get
to
some air on that bald head. You need that circulation because we do tend to sweat.
Yeah. A little bit, yes. It's perforated, so it releases the the moisture.
And we also have our new patches here. So
nice, look at that.
Over here.
Patches? We don't need no stinking patches.
Well, our audience does. So anyway, just to let you guys know, and what this is all about basically is a little, I'm going to say, fundraiser for us. All right. This way it helps keep us going and get to all these events.
Keep us on the air, man.
Anyway, if you like to have a hat, it's only $20, and a patch is $10. And if you want to buy both, it's a $25 deal. Okay, and we're going to have also stickers coming on for next week. So we'll have stickers also. So please, if you can help us in any way, let us know. Facebook us, and we'll tell you how to get the monies to us so we can continue going to all these shows, going to Florida and everywhere else.
Tell you
And
what,
talking to
we'll go.
You know what?
wonderful people like we are right now.
What we need to tell people is that those are our original logo. So that's vintage. That will be a collector's item at some point in the near future. So, hey, folks, you got to get them while they're still there before the logo.
I don't even know if these are numbered, but
Get a Sharpie out. Just get a Sharpie out number.
Anyway,
And if you want, we could autograph the back of them. So you know.
Yeah.
But again, for anybody out there that would like to become a sponsor, all right, please get in touch with us. We will love to help promote your item for all you guys out there. But this is also tonight's giveaway on our special segment called Stump the Chooch.
And of course, it's time to play Stump the Chooch. And there it is. Remember, don't be a chooch. Life is about knowledge. And you know what? One thing that David did impart on us is a lot of knowledge tonight.
yes, he did.
So I'm glad that this chooch segment is actually not even Stump the Chooch, it's Smoke the Chooch. Because
Tonight,
I kind of like that. There's a transition happening. Maybe David could jump on board and be that he might sponsor the Chooch segment. Who knows? I'm just throwing it out there.
It sounds like a natural.
It sounds like it was born to be.
It might be. We'll have to talk.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We'll talk further off the air on that one, David. And Bruce Stark already said he's buying them. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
He wants it autographed. So
we will autograph them. We will autograph them.
Hey, Ronnie, why don't you sign my name? Just FM.
FM. Well, talk about FM. We did start this show on 101.5 FM when we were a radio station, but because we were the number one show, and of course we talk numbers, FAA had to kick us off, so that's how we got to podcasting. Anyway, tonight's presents here giveaway will be this, and if you like David for the next 5 questions, feel free to answer them. This is not for the audience to win, but this is a little fun where Frank is going to try to make us
chooches. That's all.
Right.
I get the answer too. If you guys,
David, feel free to jump in at any time and supersede these guys, because usually it takes them a while to come up with an answer.
Yeah.
Unless it's musically related, then Bob jumps in. Yeah. But other than that, there's a good chance. So in 1956, on this date in history, Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the largest bill into law, and it was called the Federal Blank Bill.
Highway
Act. It was the Federal Highway Act.
Wow.
Yeah, 41,000 miles, and guess how much it cost?
That I don't know.
Billions.
It was $100 million?
Something like that. I don't know. Basically, it was 10.
It was something very small relative to our number today.
It wasn't a crazy number at all.
Frank, wasn't 280 the last of it though? I think that was the last.
280 in New Jersey was the last of the federal highway monies.
Yes, it was. I remember.
Now all the highways are basically falling apart. The federal highways, anyway.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
All right. This was back in 1936. 3 Million Jobs program launched as part of the Relief and Public Works program. What was the average wage for that program per month?
What year?
1936.
$5.
25 cents.
$5.
25 cents. Ron, I thought you were going to blow these people's minds. It was $25 per month. 25 cents a month. What kind of program would be 25 cents? It was to help, obviously, us get out of the Great Depression. So 25 cents wouldn't have done much.
I guess
Even at 30
I figured $5 because it was a nickel for a cigar back then, right?
Yeah. That's what this country needs, a good 5-cent cigar. Yes.
I can't even cover the tax for that right now.
Right, yeah.
5 cents for the cigar, $30 for taxes. Yes, yes.
$5 a day.
Yeah.
You know what Ford was paying his employees?
No.
$5 a day to build cars.
No.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Hey, that was a lot of money.
A lot of money. That was outrageous money.
That was a lot of money, guys.
Yes, it was.
All right, we're going to jump all the way to 1995.
Ooh.
And the
I
U.S.
had sex with that woman.
He's too old.
and this cigar was not used
Yes.
during that encounter.
Oh, the Monica?
Devil with a blue dress, blue dress.
Jeez.
All right, we're digressing yet again. This segment always seems to take us down a real bad path. I don't know what it is. Off the rails, always.
By the way,
1995.
hold on one second. Sabrina, thank you very much for the buy. Appreciate it. And yes, Sabrina, we will sign it and autograph it and get it down to you at
Sabrina, how about bringing these cigars into your shop?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Norwood.
Norwood
Come
Cigars.
on.
Great cigar place.
One of the big places in Chicago.
We are out there promoting at no end. Look at us. That's the way, Bob.
Well, he just sent us $100, so you know.
So 1995, guys, the U.S. shuttle Atlantis delivered a relief crew of 2 cosmonauts to the Russian space station. What was that space station called?
Mir?
No. Oh, who said that? Who said that?
I did. Mir.
Mir, the Mir space station.
Wow.
And do you know that the Mir space station right now, it's kind of at its last leg if we don't kind of remodel. And I don't think the Russians are going to do any remodeling. So it looks like it might. Hey, if we do the remodel, I say we put the USA space station. Call it that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
And enough up there.
I'm sure it'll be on HD TV, you know.
Elon Musk is going to go ahead and buy it and rent it out for a weekend.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
One more, Frankfurt, and then we get to the crowd.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go to my secondary list.
Thank you, Sabrina, for talking to Vic about getting Blanco cigars in Norwood.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much, Sabrina.
Yeah, you can see all the lines. You've been on from the beginning, Sabrina. You see what David Blanco and his company is doing. Obviously, it is a home run cigar line.
Well, this is royalty. This
we'll
is
talk
royalty.
to Vic too.
Oh, yes.
You gotta have it.
All right, we're going to go now. We're going to jump to 1916. This company's aircraft flies for the very first time. What's the company?
Boeing?
Boeing. I heard Boeing. Very good.
Mr. Tim.
Very good. Wow.
Chicago Pipe Club president here, sitting in the audience.
Well, yes, he's one of the knowledge-based folks.
Well, he's a history major. And
yeah, so
you better know this.
What was Boeing's major contract?
Besides the military?
Yes, besides the
Pan Am.
military. No. What was their major contract that actually made him his money?
Post office?
You got it.
Yep.
Post
Wow.
office. Post office. He was distributing the U.S. mail.
Huh.
Yep.
huh.
Look at that.
Learn
And
something.
now they can't deliver a package. We
No.
were lucky we got our cigars in time.
No, forget about that.
All right, guys, this is for all the money or
Oh,
for the cap and patch.
This is
Get
for the
ready when
cap.
you-
man.
All right, guys, here it is. This is for the crowd. Guys, don't answer. On this date in history, in 1863, The very First National Bank opens in what city and state?
Oh boy!
Come on.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Mr. Carter.
Quick, mute Bob. Mute Bob.
I got it.
Hold on.
I got it.
All right, he's gone.
Barry says Kansas. No.
No, Barry.
Kansas is no.
Nope.
New York. No.
Come on, you
Oh,
guys.
we got.
It's out west, but not that far west.
They can't Google fast enough.
They can't Google fast enough. See, I found one that was New York City Island. It was a good try. It's on the other side of the country.
No, Alan. New
San
York.
Francisco, no. Come on, guys, get on your Google. Do a little Google search.
It was
Very
a
first.
stagecoach, right? It was a stagecoach.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina, for your family being the first responder there. Thank you very much, Sabrina, and you and your family. Your nephew.
Philadelphia, no. Montana, no.
That's it.
Seattle, no.
Philadelphia.
No.
No.
That's it.
Montana.
Nobody gets it tonight.
Wow.
Nobody gets it tonight.
Right.
Well,
But what you can get is for a small little fee, you can get the hat.
That's right.
Wow.
So it's right here, folks. We have plenty for
The
sale.
answer, of
What's the
course,
answer, Frank?
is Iowa.
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 It was in Iowa. So,
Great idea to open a bank in
In
Iowa.
oh, hey, you know what?
Wasn't it the first bank that was robbed?
Probably.
Bank that accepted corn.
Wow.
David, all we can say is thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
We really were not worthy.
That was a
but thank
wealth of
you.
information. It was great. It was
Thank you, buddy.
super educational. I absolutely loved the information. This was
And he was a great guest.
yes.
It was a very good guest.
Yes.
I mean,
The information and just I think we
But
have
it's-
definitely got the Blanco cigar out there. No question about it. I'll be surprised if
but
you
your
haven't gotten more
royalty
orders
in the industry.
Yes.
And no.
Guys, I put my pants on like everybody else.
That's it.
Yeah, but you put them on the right leg.
Right way.
He put his pants on like everybody else, but his pants are a nice material. They feel good.
Nice.
They're a nice linen. They're a nice linen.
Yes, yeah.
But all I
I don't want to close the show on a down note, but if you guys would just take a second, pause for a moment, and not only remember our service members overseas serving and protecting us, but I just found out about a death that is in our industry today. Sheldon Posey was a rep for Blanco Cigars in the past, but currently for Hiram Salmon, died today. I just found that out, and that was one of the texts I was reading. So
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
take a moment of silence for him.
Silence.
I'd appreciate
Have
it.
a moment.
Yeah.
anyway.
God
Thank-
bless you.
Thank
Thank you very, very much.
Question: how long have you been a Mason, and what lodge did you?
Tampa Bay 252, which is actually not in Tampa Bay, but it's on the bay. So
Oh,
it's called Tampa Bay. It's in Safety Harbor, Florida. We're like a block and a half off the bay. So it's been around over 100 years. So it was actually the first lodge actually on the bay. So they called it Tampa Bay Lodge.
Nice.
Okay.
And I've been a Mason, I think, now for almost 10 years, but I'm, again, fifth generation Mason.
Nice.
There you go.
My grandfather was a 33rd degree, and my father, of course, is a master Mason and a Shriner as well.
Wow.
And I am as well. So we carry on the traditions. Traditions in our family are important to us. And
Thank you, brother.
it connects us from one generation to the other, and it's a great fraternity. And there's no higher honor for me than to be a Mason and a
Feel the same.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so if you'd like to find out more about Blanco Cigars, the last pitch of the night,
Yep.
BlancoCigars.com is our website. Blanco Cigars on Facebook. Our fan page is Blanco Cigar Nation. I also have a public page if you'd like to talk to me. It's David Blanco as a public figure. We can also find us on Instagram at Blanco Cigar Company. And my Instagram is also David Blanco 007. So there's many ways and many opportunities to get a hold of us and find out more information. If you are a shop owner or you'd like to find out more information on how to become an authorized retailer, we'd love to have you. Please contact us at our office. And we have our website. It has a link for wholesale as well as customer service, or give us a call, which our information is on there through our phone number as well.
Do you want to give
Awesome.
us your cell phone number just in case we have
I appreciate it.
Bob loves to make those prank calls. He's been doing those.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You have the jerky boys over there?
Yeah.
David, thank you. We're going to see you at PCA. We're going to see
Yes.
you
Yes.
in Martinsville.
Yes.
We will.
Thank you very much for
Awesome.
everything.
Thank you
Well,
for your time, buddy.
Thank you so much. And as I like to say, I end things is stay smoky.
That's
you.
what we say. And to all of you out there, thank you again for all your support. And until next week, July 6th, have a happy 4th of July. Keep them smoking.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Everyone.
Good night.
Take care.
Perdomo Taj Mahal here. You know?
It really is.
They're stopping by. Oh, I heard about you. I smoke your cigars. I love it.
That's the short story behind how Christoph got started. It's actually named after our son, Christopher.
We're infamous for our packaging. Everybody knows Berger's got the best packaging, the most beautiful labels.
All your listeners out there, thank you. Be careful, be safe, and God bless you.
Long ashes and slow burns, my friend.
There you go.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful.